Welcome and aloha to our 17th annual Celebration of Life event, a time to remember and honor those we have loved and lost. There isn't anything I'd love more than to see all of your beautiful faces, but sadly due to the pandemic, keeping you safe is my top priority. So this year's Celebration of Life will be a virtual program filled with much love, compassion, gratitude, laughter, and reflection. We have so much to be grateful for as 2020 falls further behind and we look with hope for brighter days ahead. A few years back, I remember watching a father and child decorating their lantern, laughing and reminiscing about the times they spent with their loved one, cherishing the memories that will always remain in their hearts. I watched as they released their lantern into the water and could see the comfort and peace on their faces as they let go of the pain while coveting the memories. My wish is that this event brings you a sense of comfort and peace as well. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your continued trust and support of all of us at Hawaii Care Choices.
Long, long ago, when the world was young, and the gods and goddesses still walked among us, Hina Ikeahi lived on Pu'uhalai, the hill that we still admire, standing high above the top of Hilo. Hina Ikeahi was much beloved of her people for her generosity and her kindness. When they would have a big pa'ina, a big family gathering for all the people of the hill, at the top she would have an imu, and she would fill it with every food you can imagine: kalo, uala, ulu, poi, and sweet potatoes, taro and sweet potatoes, and breadfruit, and fish from the sea, and pig from the mountains. Anything that was so so delicious for them to eat. This generosity was renowned, and any traveler who came to the hill would also be fed along with the people. Well, one summer, the rains did not come. The land began to dry. The pigs did not have their litters, for there was no food for the mothers to eat. The fish swam away from the shoreline because only dust silted over the coral reefs. None of the kalo grew, none of the sweet potatoes grew. There was nothing. The people began to starve. Finally, Hina Ikeahi told them, "I have a solution for you, but it will be costly. Prepare our imu as if we were going to have the best feast you can imagine." And so the people did. Knowing that she was a goddess, they assumed that she would magically make food appear. But instead, she purified herself and prepared to step into the imu. "Please do not sacrifice yourself like this. You're only one small person. We cannot eat you. We could not eat you. We love you. And there wouldn't be enough to feed us all anyway." "Don't fear. Just wait. Cover me up and wait for 3 days, and someone will return and tell you what to do next." She stepped in, and they put the tea leaves on her, and the banana leaves, and the piles of dirt, and the mats, and waited for 3 days. Well, Hina escaped from the flames. She slipped down through the little tiny waterways that honeycomb the hill, and through them she went out to the sea, popping up here and there, creating springs that the people could scoop fresh water from to water their plants. She came out from the ocean, where the springs still, when the tide is low, you can see bubbling up in the shoreline, and walked overland back to the hill and told the people, I have been sent to tell you, open the imu. When they opened it, it was filled with every food imaginable. The strange woman told them, as long as you share this food with whoever is hungry, the imu shall remain full until the end of the drought. They were so happy they did what she said, and finally they realized that this strange woman was their own Hina, whose mortal form had been left behind. Well, some years later, there was another drought. And another woman, Hina Kulu'ua, on the hill next over, told her people, I will do the same thing, make an imu, and I will put myself in it. Cover me up, and in 3 days a woman will come and tell you what to do. Her people looked aghast. Please, Hina Ikeahi, yes, she is your sister, and she has such power over fire, but you are not your sister. Why would you do this? It will kill you. You just think my power is not as great as my sister's. And she did it anyway. They waited 3 days, they waited 3 weeks, they waited 3 months, and no one came. Finally, they went next door to their ohana over on Pu'uhala'i. Our goddess has never returned. What shall we do? Inspired by Hina Ikeahi, they went back to the pu'u, opened the imu, and there were only the charred bones of Hina Kulu'ua. Hina Ikeahi appeared in the cloud that rose from the pit. Alas for my sister. Hina Kulu'ua, she was the woman of the falling rains. She could have ended the drought any time, if only she had not been blinded by jealousy for another's gifts and sought to use her own.
Mauna kea kila kila ke ua ka ui Luhi e hu ka makua o kulani Poli ahu ka wahine ka pahau anu Pumehana ka wahine e apo mai Mauna kea kila kila ke ua ka ui Luhi e hu ka makua o kulani Poli ahu ka wahine ka pahau anu Pumehana ka wahine e apo mai Mai ke kua hiwi I ka moe na hau Po ai na hale a puni ka makua Ua kani a uina a mauna ia He ano I ponono e pula mamau Mai ke kua hiwi I ka moe na hau Po ai na hale a puni ka makua Ua kani a uina a mauna ia He ano I ponono e pula mamau He o mai poli ahu no nani mai Poli ahu ka makua o kulani Mauna kea kila kila ke
Aloha everybody and welcome to the Hawaii Care Choices 17th Annual Celebration of Life. I am Chris Spiegel with Allstate Insurance, Nakoakai Insurance Professionals. You know, for me it all started as my father was going through cancer treatment maybe 8-9 years ago. You know, up until that point I hadn't had many experiences with loved ones going through major medical illnesses or even losing a loved one, so it was all brand new for me. And it was going through that process that I realized that, man, I really did not know what I was doing. And I would say the hardest time of my life was helping my dad, you know, have the dignity and the love and the support that you hope for them to have, you know, hope for your loved ones to have going through a process like that. And, you know, a few days into it was when we linked up with hospice care. And I don't really know how to explain this other than to say that it was like angels came into the room and put their arms around myself and my wife and my mom and my brothers and my father, and just did all the things that you just can't even imagine having to do for somebody during that stage, and gave him the dignity and the love and the care that we had hoped for. And it blows me away to see what these folks do day in and day out. And so from that point forward, you know, my wife and I had it in our heart that no matter what and in what capacity we would give back to these folks, whether it be our time, our money, supporting an amazing event like this event. And it just means so much to us. And so this is our third year doing this, and we're gonna do it as long as they'll have us. But it's just such a beautiful event. And thinking back 2 years ago over at Reed's Bay, just how incredible it was, all the things that they brought together, you know, different parts of our community, different cultures, and ultimately, you know, many of us figuring out how we can honor our loved ones. And what a cool visual effect seeing our luminaries floating on the water and, you know, glowing in the dark, and it's just chicken skin moment. And then, you know, fast forward through 2020, and you guys they did just such a tremendous job. And this year, I can't imagine a better way to do this. You know, it's a way for us to still honor and you know, remember our loved ones. For me, it was actually really hard for me after I lost my dad to be a part of this incredible event. It took a couple of years for me to, you know, to be able to step forward and work through my feelings. But man, I tell you what, the first time I made a luminary, it's chicken skin, and I felt like my dad was there. And you know, he had this arm tattoo, and he had my mom's name, and he had a tattoo of their wedding band, and I incorporated that in the artwork on the luminary. And so then when I sent it off, it was just this feeling of just like sadness but happiness and connection to my dad. And the chicken skin moment for me was, you know, you send it out and there's hundreds of these luminaries. So I'm like, hey Pops, wherever you're at, you know, I love you. And literally his luminary floated by. I was like, oh, chicken skin, you know. It was just the neatest thing. And my wife and I, you know, hugged each other, and we're, you know, kind of shared some stories about my dad. And then a week or so later, I was thinking, man, I wish I snapped a picture of that. But I was in that moment, and the picture in the paper had my dad's right in the center of it. So I was like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful way to honor our loved ones. And, you know, words of encouragement would be, this is just, you know, if you're struggling through it, it's part of the healing process, I would say, for us, as well as a way to remember those that we've loved and that we've lost, you know. And so I encourage you to be a part of it in any way that you can. And the way we're doing it this year is so neat, because you can do it from the comfort of your home, and you can bring your pictures, and you can light a candle, and you can really think about and discuss it with your kids or grandkids and your family members. So I encourage you to be a part of it any way that you can. All right, well, I hope you really enjoy this incredible event, but please stay tuned. There's more to come from this wonderful organization and future events that are happening.
I made this lantern for my grandma, What's your grandma's name?
Zelda.
Show me your lanterns. As you're gonna go close, just say cheese.
Years gone by and I can't forget the love you shared with me. Your gentle soul branded my heart and my memory. There's nothing like a grandma's love. There's no one quite like you. Wish I could see you smile once more, like you used to do, like you used to do. You gave from the heart in all you did for our family. The sacrifices that you made often went unseen. There's nothing like a grandma's love. There's no one quite like you. Wish I could see you smile once more, like you used to do, like you used to do. Mommies and daddies have their own way of sharing love with you, but there's always a little something more, the way that grandmas do. There's nothing like a grandma's love. There's no one quite like you. Wish I could see you smile once more, like you used to do, like you used to do. Years gone by and I can't forget the love you shared with me.
Welcome to Hawaii Care Choices Pohai Malama, a Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Care Center. This is a state-of-the-art short-term care facility designed to feel like the most beautiful home you've ever been in. A spacious living room to gather your entire ohana together. The meditation room provides a beautiful space overlooking the gardens to find solace in quiet contemplation. Nothing feels more like home than gathering the family for dinner around the TV, which you can do in the family room while the keiki play in the room next door. Each suite is designed for maximum patient and visitor comfort with sleeping areas for guests, private bathroom facilities, and each room even comes with its own private lanai overlooking the lawn and gardens. When you or your loved one are in our care and you need some extra care, there's no place like Pohai Malama. For more information, call us at 808-969-1733 or visit us online at hawaiicarechoices.org.
Aloha, my name is Aliana Kamal, and later tonight I will be doing the Bowl of Light ceremony with my mom. Don't forget to grab your bowl, a small light like this, not a candle because we don't want you to get burnt, and some rocks that you can put inside your bowl. I don't have rocks, so I'm using some crystals. See you soon. Bye.
Aloha, my name is Kiana Foster, and I'll be performing for all of you Le'epua Keni Keni by Mark Yamanaka.
No kale aloha lei, pua keni keni, kauhia ai, ame kau ho'oi. Ke ala ho'ohe no, kau aloha, I ka mai e velina kaua. Kaua I ka nani, ao ia pua, I ka hana ho'oi po'a ke ona ona. Ona ona lei nani, lei hohi e, ho'i poho o ulu mai e Mapuala ho'o, he no I ka poli. Lani ke hahi ka ike a ka maka. Hei ano ka pua no ke mele, no ka lei pua keni keni hei noa. Hei ano ka mua no ke mele, no ka lei pua keni keni hei noa. No ka lei pua keni keni hei
Aloha. As the Mayor of Hawaii County, it's my honor to welcome you to the 17th Annual Celebration of Life, hosted by Hawaii Care Choices. This event has always held a special place in my heart. It's special because it's a time when we can all come together and celebrate those whom we loved and lost in solidarity. A chance to see those we knew and those we haven't had the pleasure of knowing, to hear stories, make connections, to grieve and to celebrate. This year, for me, it hits even closer to home. In January, I lost my mother. In April, my wife, Noriko, lost hers. Though they both lived long and healthy lives, the pain and struggle to cope is no different. However, there can be a sense of joy and security knowing that they didn't pass away alone. They passed under great care, with dignity. And that's what's important to me. And that's what's important to Hawaii Care Choices. And that's what they're all about, providing our community with a sense of security and certainty when our loved ones need it most, when we need it most. So this year, I encourage you to join us from wherever you are virtually on the island. Remember those you've lost, the lives they touched, the memories they've made. Share them. Don't let their memories fade. We all have someone we've lost, someone we missed. Celebrate them. Honor them. Let's do this, Hawaii County, for them. Mahalo.
Hello, and God bless you. My name is Deacon Jim Doherty. I serve in St. Teresa Parish in Mountain View, but I also help St. Joseph Church out with their funerals and the wakes that they have, because I feel a great comfort and compassion when I'm with families that have lost someone. I myself lost a son. It's been a while, 18 years ago. He died a very traumatic and terrible death. We had to learn how to live compassionately and to forgive. And we did that. My wife, thank God, was much more level-headed about it than I was. But the thing you're going to experience, and maybe experiencing now about grief, is that it can be all over the map. You can be angry, depressed. Very, very traumatic events can cause some real difficulties in your life. It takes a while. The Lord has called me to do His will. It wasn't easy to respond. So I'm going to pray for all of you today. And this prayer is so that you can open your lives and hearts again after you've been through this event in your life, traumatic or expected. So may God bless all of you that are watching this show. May He heal you, hold you in the palm of His hand, bring you to compassion and forgiveness and healing. And may He be with you for your entire lives. God bless you all.
everyone, aloha. I'm Shinsho Hata from Hilo Taishoji Soto Mission. I hope that you, your family, and friends are staying safe and healthy in these trying times. I'm very honored to give my prayer to everyone through this video. So during my chanting, let us calm down and pray for Buddha and your departed loved ones and ancestors. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. All praise to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddha sarana gacchami, Dhamma sarana gacchami, Sangha sarana gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dhamma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
Aloha. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Tish Fukushima, and this is Aliana Kamau. This evening, we are going to start the Bowl of Light ceremony. And the symbolism behind the Bowl of Light ceremony is that we are all born with a bright white light. So if everybody can just turn on your lights right now. Everybody that is joining us, if you have your bowl and your light, please get your light out. Got it. And you can just put your white light inside your bowl. And this symbolizes when you are born, when we all are born with just a bright white light, and this bowl, this vessel that can learn so much and take on love and kindness and humility, but it also can take on negative things. And we are symbolizing that as our pohakus, or our rocks. Here, and if you don't have the rocks, Aliana has some crystals there. During your life, during our journey in our life, we have some bad things that can happen to us. Aliana, do you have, even though you are, how old are you?
9.
9. Do you have, or have you had bad things happen to you in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to take this time to create this space and to recognize that at any point in our lives, we all are grieving, we all have hurts, and we all have things that happen to us along our journey. One of the first things that I am going to name and recognize for me early on in my life is losing my animals. I think losing your animals at such a young age, I lost dogs and cats, even goats. And that really hurt. I think I was your age when that happened, and that was really sore. So that's one of my pohakus that I put in there. Can you share with me one of your first hurts that you remember?
One of my pohakus is losing my dog. One of the really big ones are you losing my brother at a very young age. He was 9 and I was 8.
Loss like that and grief like that is definitely really hard, and for me that's one of the bigger pohakus that I have. So I've her baby brother, my son, is who I lost as well. And although, you know, for me it was later on in life, but for Aliana it was very early on in her life. And I want to just recognize that grief does not have an age. You know, we all lose and we all feel the pain and the suffering that loving someone does to you. And so we just want to take a moment to honor them and to honor their lives as well. And to also talk about some of the things that along the way, we can't carry these pohakus all the time. We can't carry these heavy rocks because it hurts us and it doesn't allow our light to shine freely or to shine brightly.
Sadness isn't something that is bad. Sadness is something that could also be good. Sadness is a way of having your own grief. And that's okay to cry, because I know how it feels to lose somebody at a very young or a very older age. But I know that even though you're sad, just think of the good things about it and not always the negativities. And if you don't always look at the negativities, your pohakus will start to come out and your light will start to brighten. And if you look at the negativities, your light will start to darken, and the pohakus will then take over your light. So just know that even though you're sad, think of the positivities to it.
Well said. And from Aliana and I both, we hope you enjoyed the rest of the celebration of life floating lantern ceremony. Aloha.
Aloha kako. This evening we come together as a community to honor the lives of loved ones who have passed in a solemn ceremony of remembrance. He mahalo nui I ko kako ohana, I hala akula no ka wā, e pili ai ma ke ia honua nei. And we thank them for their time here with us. Lantern floating festivals are rooted in deep tradition in various destinations around the world. The Spring Lantern Festival in China dates back more than 2,000 years. In Vietnam, the Full Moon Lantern Festival is held every month. Taiwan and Thailand have their own celebrations too. Steeped in its own history and traditions, Hawaii still holds true to its moniker as the melting pot of the Pacific, where seemingly different cultures converge. It is fitting then that tonight's event here in Hilo, Hawaii presents the same opportunity here as it does across Asia to commemorate and celebrate the life of a loved one. Now, in its 17th year, Hawaii Care Choices brings us all together for another memorable lantern floating ceremony. Thank you for the important work you do to support families who experience serious life-limiting illnesses. The services you provide during times of great uncertainty and personal loss are valuable and deeply appreciated. Mahalo for making me a part of this very special evening. E noho mau ana lako I ka halia aloha no na kau a kau. Our loved ones live on in our fond memories always. Mahalo.
Aloha. As we prepare for the lantern floating ceremony, we would love to get your feedback. What is your favorite part of the program? And how did you hear about Celebration of Life? Please email us at care@hawaiicarechoices.org or visit Hawaii Care Choices Facebook or Instagram pages and share your favorite moment. Mahalo.
Aloha, everyone. I'm Rabbi Rachel. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you all this evening. I'm very, very grateful to be here. It's awesome to be in person. I think it's great that it rained all day and we were blessed with that cleansing energy, and now here we are with this beautiful, clear evening. The Hebrew word that comes to mind for me is beshert, which means like all things are meant to be, everything's in divine timing, things are always going as they're meant to. And even though we're all lucky enough to be here in the physical this evening, I want to take a moment to really honor those who are at home. I know that this has been a really difficult time this past year. Last year, we weren't able to gather in person. There's still a lot of those around us who still aren't able to gather in person. And it brings us back to the fact that our loved ones aren't able to be here with us in person. For me personally, it's been somewhat of a rough year just due to that, and it's made me realize and have much more strength and faith in the fact and the knowing that the spiritual realm is so much realer than the physical realm. My grandmother passed away a few months ago, and I wasn't able to go home to be with my family for the ceremony, but I know that she's still with me in spirit, and she's given me signs. Just a real quick story. Before she passed, she told me that anytime I saw a cardinal, a red bird, that was going to be her, that's how she would come back and how I would know it was her. And the day that my daughter and I zoomed in on her funeral, there was a cardinal the entire time sitting on the balcony outside where she and I were sitting, and I knew that she was with us. And a few weeks ago, my daughter and I were having breakfast, and out of nowhere, she goes, "Mom, great-grandma," and pointed. And sure enough, I looked up, and there, not making any noise or anything, was a cardinal sitting in the tree. So I know, she's 2.5, she can't know these things. So I know that even though there are those of us that can't be with us in the physical this evening that we honor, I have lanterns here that my daughter and I both made for my grandmother. I know that they're still with us in spirit. And I know that it's ceremony and service like this that really connects us to that spiritual place that is the place of love, where our ancestors are able to shine their light through us and in us. So with that said, this evening, I ask that each of us take our lights, and as they shine out in Hilo Bay, may we each shine our lights just a little bit brighter, and let those who can't be there to shine their light in the physical shine through us. May we be conduits for them, and may we know that they're always with us. And with that, I'd like to offer the blessing, this blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, whatever it is we call you, the one who it is that is bigger than us all and that connects us all. Thank you for giving us the gift that is the celebration of this life, the gift that is the joyous occasion that we are here for now, the gift that is this moment. With this I say, Amen, all women.
Kanikapu Waimea. Kanikapu Mauna Awakea Mauna Loa. Kanikapu Puna. Kanikapu Ilo. Hawaii Ponoi. Kualani e Kamehameha e Nakawa e Pale e Kai he Nakawa e Pale Kamehameha e Nakawa e Pale Kai he Aloha e e lono te akua e lono ke akua e lono ke akua e lono ke akua e kapaapa o kalani e lono kapaapa o kalani e lono e lono avaka unua e lono avaka unua e lono ke akua lono ke akua e lono ke akua lono ke akua kapaapa o kalani e lono kapaapa o kalani e lono avaka hunua o lono avaka hunua loha ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai o ka malama o ni aua mali ha mali e pa ka inu vaila ke inu maila na leo na we ke kai no na we ka hala no puna ka wahine no ka lua no I ki lawea ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai o ka malama o ni aua mali a mali e pa ka inu vaila ke inu maila na leo na we ke kai no na we ka hala no puna ka wahine no ka lua no I ki lawea ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai o ka malama o ni hau ua mali a mali e pa ka inu vaila ke inu maila na leo na we ke kai no na we ka hala no puna ka wahine no ka lua no I ki lawea ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai o ka malama o ni aua mali a mali e pa ka inu vaila ke inu maila na leo na we ke kai no na we ka hala no puna ka wahine no ka lua no I ki lawea ke lei mai la o ka ula I ke kai o ka malama o ni au ua mali e. A mali e pa ka inu waila, ke inu maila na leo nawe i ke kai. No nawe ka ala, no puna ka wahine, no ka lua no i ki lawe ia. Ai, aloha e kupuna, aloha e makua, aloha e opio, aloha e keki, aloha 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 aloha
E ke akua nani ka mahao na uno i hana ka honua nei me nā hoku kauila ka he kili honi ke ana i ko mana e mele au i ka olae he nani no he nani no e mele au i ka olae he nani no he nani no Wahana o i ka whauna hele a me nā manu o ka lamaku nā ka hangai nā mauna ki e honi ke ana i ko nani e mele au i ka olae he nani no he nani no when sings my soul my Savior God to thee how great thou art how great thou art e ke akua nani